Eamon Khan here for Seconds Out to review the year that was. This time joining me is the Leeds Warrior, Josh Warrington. Josh, good to see you. Here you got another baby on the way too. Must be a stressful but exciting time.
Yeah, he says stressful. I mean, it's been tougher throughout the year. Obviously, um, my missus has been pregnant for 9 months, and part of that was during the camp for Kachi, so that was a busy time to say the least. But now it's a case of just looking forward to the little man arriving. So, yeah, exciting times, exciting more than anything.
Let's get into the boxing talk. Just in your own words here, summarize your year in boxing as a whole.
It can't be anything positive, really, can it? I mean, just another frustrating year for myself. Another year I've been kind of sat on the sidelines until I got the phone call to go ahead. A little bit annoyed with that because I believed I was going to be busy. There were talks of all kinds of fights happening. I think at the start of the year we was looking at the League rematch. Talks of going to the City Ground, and then when that was never going to happen, it was going to go to the Nottingham Arena. Sheffield got spoke again, Manchester, and months and months and months of discussion and phone calls back and forward, and that didn't happen. And there were talks of a Lara third, and then that didn't happen. That didn't happen, and then Lee come back on board, and then obviously the catch fight happened, and then I had a dreadful performance in Wembley. So again, not the best of years for myself. Uh, really frustrating again. But yeah, we're going.
In that fight with Kakachi, focusing on yourself, you called it a
Yeah,
dreadful performance there. What was the dreadful part about it? What would you say went wrong for you?
because I didn't do what we'd planned on doing. And obviously, Kachi, were part of that doing, allowing me to do what I wanted to do. But at the same time, I feel that, you know, a lot of frustration with myself, like mentally. I was sound up until around round three, round four, and then I kind of just went into a shell, and the shots wouldn't normally flow, didn't seem to flow. Yeah, then that's why I don't know. I feel like at times I just weren't even exchanging, and we're getting a tussle, and it we just constantly wrapped up with each other, and instead of like even myself trying to work it out, I think that's why we just the fight ended up being like how it was. Catch just like winning exchanges as I pulled out, and it wasn't the most entertaining fights, that's for sure. And yeah, led me to feeling really frustrated, and I feeling sorry for myself by the end of the 12th round.
So what do you put that down to? Do you put that down to yourself or the fight itself or kind of what do you kind of put down for the reason as to
Um, I don't really want to make excuses about it because, like, say you can say that Kakachi did things to nullify me. Um, but at the same time, I've been in with frustrating opponents who can tie you up and do this and do that, and I've always been able to let the arms go. Um, now I'm probably not going to go too deep into it because if I do decide to carry on boxing, I don't want it to come back on me. But I've spoken to um, some psychologists and stuff because I wanted to pinpoint on why I might have been, acting in that kind of manner. And yeah, I just comes down to myself really. Um, Maybe to being too cautious of events what have happened in other fights.
is that along the lines of like Carl Froch brought in a sports psychologist, obviously so famously in the rematch with George Groves. Is that along those sort of lines, just trying to figure out that side of things?
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, yeah. Obviously, I kill my body to reach the levels of fitness and whatnot in the gym. But sometimes you can let that slip a little. And I have worked with psychologists in the past. I have worked on the mental game in the past. Um, Now, when I think back to certain moments, when I first started coming through, you know, you go from selling, you know, 40 tickets to a fight in a leisure centre to having 10,000, 11,000 at your local arena, and being able to deal with that. So I know it's helped in the past, and um like I say, there's been moments of recent years as well, like the fight against Lopez. I went into there for the first 6 rounds like in a shell, and I think that's why a lot of people thought that I would done then, because
Hmm.
they see me for the first 6 rounds kind of like I say, just not really flowing. But then someone just switched upstairs, and then finished the last 6 rounds really well, and I thought I'd done enough to at least maybe if I not got a decision, it would have been a draw. But yeah, didn't get it go my way. But then I know that going into the next fight after that, the Lee Wood fight, everything up there was brand new, So yeah, um, I think from time to time, you need to have a little refresh upstairs, especially when you're having so big gaps in between the fights. I don't think that helps. Like, I mean, it's been 11 months when I had boxing catch. It was 11 months in between fighting Lee Wood, and then prior to that, it was 10 months when I boxed Wood between Lopez. So the inactivity is not good either.
So where is it on that kind of that big point of potentially retirement? Where do you stand on that right now?
Um, it's a good question. Obviously I've had plenty of time to think, but um, I will say I'm in gym, but I'm not going to make any um formal announcements right now.
So is there, I mean, so just to put this into context, I remember I started off my kind of boxing career with Ben Faruqi at Boxing News TV, and I said to Ben like, "Oh, just throw me in, ease me into like a easy kind of fight week just to get the grips that you go." And Ben said, "Yeah, sure, sure, no worries." And then lo and behold, first week he throws me into is your world title defense against Sofyan Takouch, and the second interview I ever do is an interview with yourself, and I'm obviously on the other end kind of crapping it. But the kind of thread, the thread to your career from when I've ever followed it is the desire to have that big fight over in the USA. And as of
Yeah,
now, of course, you haven't got that. Does that desire still burn in you to achieve that?
yeah, I think so. I'd like to do it. I think it'd be disappointing if I got to end of my career I officially announced the retirement that I'd not done it. Yeah, just one of them things where when I first set out, then you supersede that and you want to carry on and you just set yourself new goals. And when I got to the stage of being world number one and beating likes Carl and getting Kid, and I wanted to go on and fight likes of Leo Santa Cruz and um, Gareth Jr., even talks with Shakur Stevenson at the time. I had so much momentum behind me. I felt unstoppable. And we'd set ourselves goals of unifying and going to America, and I think that's something I've wanted to do for a long time. Just not even for myself. Obviously, it's nice to be have on the CV, having a Brit fighting abroad in America, in Vegas or New York, but just follow me following. You know, I know many of who said when the rumors have started circulating that it could potentially happen, they've gone and taken credit cards out, and others who have, you know, even school friends spoke about bloody hell just to see your face over there. And we followed you from leisure centres to over to America. Be some, yeah. If that were to happen, yeah, that'd be nice to get picked off the list. But we'll see. We'll see.
Just on that promotion for the fight with Kachi, did it differ from everything else you'd done before? Obviously, like the promos and things like that. Did you enjoy that side of things?
Hello?
Oh, just lost you. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes. Yeah, froze for a second there.
Uh,
Um, yeah, it's good. The promotion, yeah, yes or no? Yes, because um, like doing the promo video was an unbelievable experience. Obviously, working with Guy Ritchie and then on fight week, like doing the red carpet entries at Leicester Square. Getting shot for there and everywhere, different bits of media. I mean, on the Monday morning media week, like Al Jazeera TV then and TVs like you don't really associate with boxing, taking interviews and whatnot. But uh, so yeah, it was very busy. But I know I'm used to that. I guess if anything, normally when I fight in Leeds, the intention is on me. So I turn up last to the open workouts. I turn up last to the weigh-in. I turn up last to the press conferences, even though it's at the same time, like, I'm in the main press conferences. But yeah, it kind of felt like the pressure was off a little bit.
mhm. The other thing I wanted to touch on as well too is obviously your close connection with Maxi Hughes, who's back in the big time as well after the back of a win over Gary Cully, a fight that he'd been waiting for a while, but he's now got the win against Gary. What do you see in the future for Maxi now?
Yeah, I thought that it was a fantastic performance. Obviously, it's funny how it goes because it were just over 12 months ago that Maxi was in Dublin with myself when we was handing up for Reese Mould. Um, Obviously he boxed Gary Cully, and quite a moment when we went backstage. Obviously, Gary had robbed Reese's belt, and I will say that he robbed of Reese's belt, and Reese went back to get it after, and I'd said, Gary, come on, how about it? Rematch, got to be rematch with Reese. We felt he got it obviously biased, but we thought he got that. He went, no, I'm done, but I will fight Maxi. I will fight Maxi. And obviously, Maxi were at the time looking to get the rematch with George Kambosos. And it's kind of be careful for what you wish for because Maxi had an unbelievable performance, and I'd like to see Maxi get a world title shot now. He's had a bit of a slog waiting for like the rematch with Kambosos. I felt like he would have done by in that decision there over in Oklahoma. So yeah, I think he just obviously he had the tough fight with Zepeda in a world title eliminator. But yeah, I'd like to see him just like get a real big fight, real big like world level fight, and then see where it goes from there.
Do you think he does get that rematch with Kambosos? He seems to be aligned now with matchroom boxing, so it seems to pave the way to that being more possible to happen next year.
I don't know, because rumors is that George is going to step up and to 140, and Maxi is not the biggest lightweight, even though he boxed George's ears off. Um, so I don't know. Maybe if they did a catch weights for, I know for Max's mind, it'd be nice, and for justice, um, to just put that one to bed. So we'll have to see.
What
But
did that do?
it certainly opens more doors for him with that win on weekend and how good he looked.
What did that do for you going over to America with Maxine, just kind of sampling that for yourself? Just we talked about that desire for that fight over in the US. What did that do for you?
It made me obviously see bits and bats backstage, obviously with like the American board and stuff like that. And it bloody hell, it opened my eyes a bit. I think at times us British fighters can have a bit of a things to say about the British boxing board of control, but Jesus, they look like saints compared to the Nevada State Commission, and maybe watching that. But yeah, it's a little bit wild wild west over there, so certainly make me a little bit wary about certain few things. But in terms of fighting over there, yeah, I mean, I was over there 2017. I watched Leo Santa Cruz box Carl Frampton in the rematch. And it's worked my appetite even more just being over there and just picturing pockets of Josh Warrington fans being all over, making the noise and singing the songs and stuff. And like I say, I think I don't want to keep on banging on about it because I have done for so long. And every time I do an interview about it, then kind of people start asking questions, and I'm no, I'm nothing to announce about going over there. But yeah, it would be nice to do.
If I could pin you down on, you could choose to either have the Leewood rematch or a fight over in America, which one?
That's a hell of a predicament. That's a very good question. You have come on, you have improved in interviews. Questions like that. Wow, that's a big one. I don't know because I'd love to put it to bed with Lee. I really would. I think I'd have to do that because it's just that's just like an horrible nickel. Yeah. What about Lee in America? Wouldn't that be nice?
That was the answer out of it. Fair enough. Josh, just finally, your dad as well too has had a tremendous weight loss journey. He looks to be slimming down and slimming down. How's he looking at the moment? How's his health?
He's looking well. He's looking in fantastic condition. I say that like as a fighter. When he's come from like being 23 stone down to 15 stone, 15 and a half stone. It's a incredible journey for him. You know, and it's having to take so many tablets and getting tired of just walking up the stairs to having bundles of energy and not taking any medication. Um, Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, he's doing really well.
Josh, good to speak to you. Look forward to seeing whatever happens in your career in boxing in 2025. Thanks for speaking to Seconds Out, and I'll be keeping a keen eye on that.
No problem. Thank you, mate.